Welcome, dear one. Please make yourself comfortable. Sit gently with your back upright, your breath soft and natural. You are safe here. You are welcome. You are seen. Today, I wish to speak with you about something very simple, yet deeply transformative: how to start practicing Buddhism at home. You may be sitting in a busy city apartment, or perhaps in a quiet rural place. You may live alone or among family. It matters not. What truly matters is your heart, your intention, your willingness to look inward and awaken to a deeper sense of being. That is the true temple. You see, Buddhism is not something you need to travel to find. It is not hidden in a faraway monastery, nor does it require robes or incense. Buddhism is a way of seeing, a way of living, a way of being with life just as it is. And the most beautiful part is, you can begin this journey right where you are right now, in your own home. Let me share with you a story. There was once a woman named Malika. She was a simple weaver, living near the banks of the Ganges. Her days were filled with spinning thread, cooking for her family, and tending to her garden. One day, she heard a teaching from the Buddha. It wasn't a grand sermon, it was just one line: peace comes not from grasping, but from letting go. Those words stayed with her. So Malika began to sit quietly for a few minutes every morning before the sun rose. She would close her eyes, breathe gently, and say, "letting go," as she exhaled. Over time, her children noticed she smiled more. Her husband found her calmer in times of difficulty. Her neighbors came to ask, "Malika, what has changed?" She answered simply, "I have learned to come home to myself." This is the heart of Buddhism. Coming home. To begin, you do not need to memorize sutras or chant ancient verses, though those are beautiful. Begin instead by simply observing your breath. Right now, take a breath in, slowly, and now breathe out. That breath is your teacher. Each inhale reminds you, you are alive. Each exhale reminds you, you can let go. Practicing Buddhism at home starts with mindfulness. This means to be fully present, to eat when eating, to listen when listening, to feel when feeling, without pushing it away. At home, you can create a small sacred space. It need not be fancy. A small table, perhaps, or a corner near your window. Place a candle, a flower, maybe an image of the Buddha, or simply a stone from your garden. Let this space remind you to return to yourself, to pause, to listen inwardly. Do not worry if your home is noisy or if you have little time. Even a few mindful breaths can bring you into deep stillness. I once knew a man in Bangkok who worked as a taxi driver. From sunrise to midnight, he drove through traffic. But each time he stopped at a red light, he would sit upright, soften his shoulders, and repeat silently, "I am present, I am peace." That was his practice. And over the years, it changed his life. You can practice Buddhism while washing dishes. As you feel the warm water, the smooth surface of each plate, you can whisper in your heart, "I am washing away impatience. I am cleaning the mind." When sweeping the floor, say softly, "I am sweeping away anger. I am creating space." These are not mere chores. They are rituals of awakening. Let me remind you of another beautiful teaching. An old monk once asked his disciple, "When is the time for practice?" The disciple answered, "After I finish my duties." The monk smiled gently and said, "No, my child, the time is always now. Even as you walk to fetch water, practice. Even as you greet your neighbor, practice. Even as you sit in silence, practice. So do not wait until you are less busy or more peaceful. Begin now in this moment. That is the most sacred time. Another important aspect of practicing at home is compassion toward yourself and others. Buddhism teaches us that we are all interconnected. When you cultivate peace in your heart, it ripples out into your family, your community, even the world. If someone in your home causes you frustration, take a pause. Return to your breath. Remind yourself, This person too is suffering. May they be well. May they be at peace. This simple act transforms your heart. From reaction to understanding, loving kindness or metta is a beautiful practice you can do daily. Before bed, sit quietly and repeat silently, "May I be happy, may I be healthy, may I be safe, may I live with ease." Then extend this to others. May my loved ones be happy, may my neighbors be healthy, may even those who hurt me be safe, may all beings live with ease. This gentle practice softens the heart and heals invisible wounds. Now, I want to tell you a story from my own teacher. He once told me of a farmer who came to him in tears. His crops had failed, his children were sick, and his heart was full of despair. My teacher listened quietly and then said, "Yes, life is full of 83 problems." The farmer asked, "What can I do?" My teacher smiled and said, "Find peace with problem 84. The farmer asked, "What is problem 84? My teacher answered, "Wanting to not have problems. You see, dear one, life will always bring waves. Buddhism does not promise a sea without storms. It teaches us how to surf the waves, how to remain centered, even when the world sways. To begin your practice at home, keep it simple. Wake up each morning and offer gratitude. Sit quietly for 5 minutes and listen to your breath. Speak kindly, eat mindfully, be honest, forgive easily. Bow often not out of duty, but as a way of remembering humility and interconnectedness. Read or listen to a few lines from the Buddha's teachings. Reflect on them. Let them guide your choices. You do not need to understand everything at once. Even one drop of Dharma, deeply absorbed, can nourish your whole life. And please, be patient with yourself. The path is not about perfection. Even the Buddha, before his enlightenment, fell, got lost, doubted. What matters is that you walk the path with sincerity. You can also keep a small journal. Each evening, write down one thing you noticed, one lesson you learned, or one moment you felt peace. These small reflections, like seeds, will one day bloom into deep wisdom. And remember, silence is not emptiness. It is full of answers. When you sit quietly, when you unplug from the noise, you begin to hear the deeper song of life. That song is always playing, but only the still can hear it. Now before we end, let me tell you this: if your heart feels heavy, if your mind is restless, if your life feels too loud, know that you are not alone. We all walk through the forest of confusion before we find the clearing. Keep walking. With each step, you will return to your own radiant self. And in the stillness of your own home, you will discover something extraordinary, that peace, joy, and liberation were never far away. They were always inside you, waiting to be remembered. So, my dear friend, begin today. Not with pressure, not with striving, but with gentleness, with curiosity, with presence. Light a candle. Take a breath, smile. You are practicing Buddhism, are awakening. If this sharing has brought you calmness, inspiration, or guidance, I invite you to walk further with us. Join our humble community of seekers and practitioners. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, Buddha's Wisdom. Together, let us learn, grow, and awaken the light within. Not tomorrow, but now. Thank you, dear soul. May you be well. May you be peaceful. May you be free.